Okay, welcome back. So today I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up by just showing you how you can basically redirect the user to the real website upon harvesting the credentials themselves. A few keynotes here. Upon each successful collection, you will need to recreate this file. So just repeat the process, remove the file, and then create it again. Just the way that the script works. There's one very small change. You need to add 2 lines of code to harvest.php. So let me just go ahead and do this. You will need to add sleep for 2 seconds, and then you will need a header to where, just header function there, method, whatever you want to call it. Where do you want this redirect to actually go? And it's going to go to the real website. So just adjust the domains accordingly here. And then I have a very small script here for you. I've done some testing. Let me just go ahead and zoom this in a little bit more. And I have made a very small file. I've made a very small script. You just type in vim monitor.sh. Well, actually, you can type in touch monitor.sh, press enter, and then type in chmod +x monitor.sh, and this is going to give execution privileges to your monitor.sh file. Now go ahead and type in vim monitor.sh, press I to enter the insert mode, and this is really it. This is the entirety of the script. Let me just go shortly over it and what it is that I'm doing. So I'm creating a bash script, so I'm specifying the interpreter here at the top. That is going to be bash. Next up, I am creating the PID variable. The name is arbitrary for the variable, and I'm going to store into the PID variable the output of this a little bit of a longer command. So this $sign and parentheses here basically state take the output of this and put it into this variable, which is going to be basically it's going to be the PID of a process. So this we will use in order to terminate DNS chef. So we need to get the PID of the DNS chef process, and then we need to terminate it. So let me just go ahead and go over these one by one. PS AUX gives you a listing of all the processes. PS AUX pipe, so we're piping this, so we're pushing this to another command. Grep DNS chef. This is going to grep all the processes which have DNS chef in the name. Unfortunately, it's going to output our grep, because grep itself is a process which contains DNS chef, so this output will be there as well, which is really bad, as we're going to get 2 PIDs. And now we want to, well, let me just go ahead and leave that. And now we want to invert that, so we shall type in grep-v. So grep, we're piping the output of this into grep, and then we're piping the grep output into yet another grep. And the -v option is basically inverse. So give me all the lines that do not contain this line. And if I type in grep, so all the lines that do not contain grep, and this line contains grep, while this one above does not contain it. If I press enter, I'm going to get only one line. Never mind that it's printed in 2 lines here, it just can't fit on the screen. So now I'm after this number here, which is the PID, and you can look at the above command in the script as I am typing this in. So now I shall pipe all of this to the awk. Awk is used to basically pull out certain elements of a string. Let's put it like that. You can look at the man pages of awk if you want. The default file delimiter is space, so I don't need to. I think it's space or tab, doesn't really matter. It works the way I have written it. I do believe that it's space. Correct me if I'm wrong. You can check it out in the man pages of awk. Just type in man space awk and you will find it there. So I want to print out the $1, and this is strangely going to give me root. I must be doing something wrong here. So let me just go ahead and copy paste this command because I'm doing something incredibly stupid here. Okay, let me just compare them. So psaux grep DNS chef grep -v grep print. Okay, seriously. Very interesting. Didn't really see this one coming. Ah, right. My apologies. It's PSAXF. I'm so sorry. PSAXF, which is going to give you a more detailed outline of all the processes that are running, and it's going to put the PID in the first place. Therefore, this is going to work. So my apologies there. This shouldn't make a difference, and this space here shouldn't make a difference. For some strange reason, I thought it would. So it cannot be AOX. Well, it can. You just need to change the awk, so you can just print the second field. And let me go ahead and AXF, and that's going to print that out. But let me just do it like this. So awk basically prints the first thing. So this is the first, and then you have a space, and then you have the second field, and then you have the third field, and then the fourth, the sixth, the seventh, and so on and so forth. Every space is the next field, except you're not going to take the first one into consideration. Why? Well, there is nothing there. Or it's not even a space, I don't know. But it does work the way I have written it here. It's very, it's rather simplistic. So this is going to give you the PID of a particular process. And in order to kill a process, you need to know the PID. So if you type in kill 3157, this is definitely going to kill the DNS chef. Therefore, I have inserted that command here. So let me just go ahead and I find this incredibly annoying. The script is not very polished, just some scrap that I have written that works for the purpose. And that's what people usually do. They just write, that's what, in my opinion, Bash is intended for, to just write short scripts for the purpose at hand. Anyway, this echo PID is really not necessary. I've just placed it there for debugging reasons so that it prints out the PID of the process onto the screen. But this script will definitely work without this echo statement here. It just basically prints this value here onto the screen. Now, this value, the output of this, so the output of this command is this value, and this value in this script will be stored in the variable PID. I'm going to echo that variable out onto the screen, although strictly speaking, it is not necessary here at all for the functioning of the script, just there for debugging purposes. Then I'm going to use the tail-f, and I have written here test, which is my test file. So let me just go ahead and do this. ls, I do have a test, so let me just do cat test. Okay, nothing in it. Great. If you need to create a test file, you can just type in touch, and then the name of the file. Mine will be named test. At the moment, it is completely empty. If I type in tail-f test, this is going to provide me with the live monitoring of the file status. So whatever changes are enacted onto test, they will be printed out here on the screen. Here, let me just show you that with another terminal. So if I do echo blah something and then output it into test, you can see immediately that this is going to go into, okay, terminated, I don't know, because I guess it wasn't fully empty because reasons. So let me just go ahead, rm test, and then let me just go ahead, touch test, and then let me do tail-f test. And then let's go ahead and do this. And there you go. So it actually prints it out here because tail-f monitors live changes to the file, which is great. So let me just do this one more time and do touch test to recreate it. Okay, so we have established that Okay, let me just go ahead and close this terminal as I don't believe that I shall need it. We established that tail-f monitors changes to a file. For the time being, that file name is test. We shall change this to credentials.txt. And then we're piping the output of tail with a pipe here into the while loop. So we're going to keep on reading this output, and we're going to be placing it into the variable line. And then we're going to create this is the loop body, basically just do and done. And then within the body of the loop, we have an if statement, which basically states that if we're going to take the value of the line, if line at any point of time becomes populated with something, it will definitely, this basically states not equal to. So if line is populated by some sort of a string, it will definitely be not equal to an empty string here. And if it is not equal to an empty string, meaning if it is populated by something, by the username and password, if this file gets populated by username and password, the output will be placed into line, and line will no longer be equal to an empty string here. And then we're going to go into the body of the if statement, so it's then and fi, and we're going to type in kill, and then we're going to take the value of the PID variable, which is the process, and for debugging reasons, I've just typed in echo done. This is going to work without done, but it's nice to have it there for the script to actually tell you when it is finished. Okay, so let me just go ahead and right quit here. Need to do chmod. I've already mentioned that. And let me go ahead and let me go ahead and execute the script. So you type in /monitor.sh, press enter. Okay, it prints out the PID, and you can see that the DNS chef is running here. Let me just go ahead and hold on. Windows 10. Let me just go ahead and pause this machine. So the PID, the DNS chef is actually running here without any problems of whatsoever. So it is running there. And the script is also running. It's not going to kill it so long as the test file is empty. So I've just catted it out. It's completely empty. But let's go ahead and type in echo, I don't know, HHHH. Actually, let's go ahead and echo username our format for username and password. So username, password, and we're going to echo this into test and take a look at what happens. Now watch the DNS chef in the background. It should shut down, or I am going to terribly embarrass myself. And there you go. It actually kills it. It tells you that it's done, and as soon as the file got populated by something. So just press Ctrl-C here to terminate everything, and it's done and over with, nothing to worry or think about anymore. And once the DNS chef is terminated, then the PHP will sleep for 2 seconds, and then it will actually redirect the user to the real site so that the user doesn't notice anything suspicious. Because just answer me honestly, how many people, when you type in, if you've typed in the username and password, and if the site just reloads, what do you think has happened? In all likelihood, 99% of the population, in my opinion, will simply think to themselves, oh, I must have typed in something wrong. Let's just retype it. I belong to this 99%. So they'll just retype the username and password, and they will be able to log into the real site without any problems. Okay, so let me just go ahead and reinstate DNS chef. You need to start DNS chef in a separate terminal away from the script. And I mean, I could have done some work to actually put DNS chef into the script as well, but no need. It was better like this so that you can actually see that it does indeed get shut down. Okay, so the monitor.sh can remain where it is, but we need to go into cd var www html and do ls, and we have credentials.txt, which we have previously created and changed the permissions for it. So now what we need to do is modify the script a little bit, and by a little bit we just need to change the path of the file. So let's just go ahead and type in, oops, apologies, insert, just type in /var/www/html, and I would recommend actually copy pasting the name of the file, so Control-Shift-C and Control-Shift-V, so that you are absolutely certain. And great, I forgot a slash here. So let's make sure that it is empty. It is completely empty. So we're just gonna write the changes to the file here. So write quit. That's all we needed to do. Just change the path so that it actually monitors a different file. Okay, so that's done. And I hope that you've cat harvest PHP. Make sure that you have these two lines here that I have mentioned. So sleep for 2 seconds and then redirect the user to this location, which is again our website, except this time the DNS chef won't actually be operational at all. Okay, so let's go ahead. It doesn't matter where your monitor.sh script is as long as the paths are in there. So let's go ahead and begin this script. So the script is functional. htop, I don't have it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't actually take a lot of CPU usage at all. It's fair. I can see it on my. Let me just go ahead and do this and then scroll. And here you can see that the Kali hotspot, it's not actually using that much of the CPU. I can. Okay, this is not gonna work the way. I'm sorry if I'm giving you headaches. But anyway, you can see here that the CPU usage is very, very low. I could have installed htop, but I'm just kind of lazy and I don't want to wait for it to actually finish. Okay, so DNS Chef is running, our custom script is running, our custom scripts on the server are also running. And now let's go over here. Let's type in test and test 1, 2, 3. So submit. And this is not going to work for a redirect. Okay, what have we done wrong? So this has actually been terminated, probably due to the PHP's nature that it's a server-side language and unable to actually execute this. But let's go ahead and modify our file. Vim harvest.php. Let's go ahead and remove this line and then just right quit, remove the sleep line, which is basically going to kill our guarantee, but it should actually work this time around. Okay, let's just restart the script. Oh, right. You see, you gotta credentials and touch credentials and chmod 666 credentials, and then we're gonna fire up the script. Okay, you cannot fire up the script because this one is not running. Let me just go ahead and rerun it. Fire up the script. Okay, we get the PH. You see why this is good? It actually, if it doesn't print anything out, then there is no process. No process has been found. It's very nice to actually have it there. So let's go ahead and type in test and test 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we got a successful redirect, but unfortunately it's to the harvest.php. Okay, so I did not actually test this one. I did not actually test the redirect out, so let's go ahead and vim harvest.php. Let me just go ahead and modify this a little bit more, the actual redirect location, and then I'll come back to it. It's a very simple fix, but I really don't feel like browsing it on the web and doing the explanations at the same time. So the next tutorial will probably be the last one in the series.